It was raining and muddy at the last round of Pan Am Grand National Cross Country Racing in Tennessee. Brent Sturdivant and Taylor Kaiser had their turns leading the race, but when it mattered most, Chris Borch was able to emerge with another victory. Borch is the points leader. Can anyone stop him?
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. Oh, now I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Well, hey folks, welcome again to Racer TV covering the 2009 Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. I'm your host, Jason Wygant. Today we welcome the four-wheeled ATV riders back to our show and bring them north of the border for the first time this year. We're in western Pennsylvania's Mountain Ridge ATV Trails Resort. And when we go to Pennsylvania, we expect rocks, rocks, and more rocks. Now, if you're a cross-country racer, rocks, they do not rock. They would rather not race on this type of tough terrain, but that's a necessary evil if you want to win the GNCC championship. At least it's not raining. Mud and rocks is a very bad combination. Now, another thing we're used to in this series is seeing Chris Borch win a lot of races, but then run into some bad luck and lose the points lead. And that happened again this year when he broke a chain a couple of weeks ago at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, but suddenly he won again and is back on top of the point standings. Can he stay there? Well, before we go racing, let's talk to Chris and one of the most consistent riders this year, Brandon Summers, about their chances today.
We're here back in Pennsylvania, my home state, looking for, we won here last year, hoping to get a good start and put the Suzuki back up front. It's going to be a pretty rough race out there, a lot of open stuff, but there's a couple gnarly sections out there with big rocks, but hopefully the Suzuki will get through it and we'll put it up on the podium.
The past two races we had some really good runs, and last year here was one of our better runs of the year, and hopefully we can get out there, get a half-decent start with our bike and get up there and be in position at the end of the race for a good finish, hopefully a podium or even a win.
If you caught our last GNCC ATV race, you might recall Yamaha's Taylor Kaiser actually crossed the finish line first, but then he was penalized for an off-track excursion. Taylor's going to focus forward, put that behind him, and just try to get the best revenge possible, which is winning today's race in Pennsylvania. Let's see if Taylor can get it done. Let's go to the starting line. Well, you can see the clouds in the sky, but it is not raining today, and the GNCC fans are pumped about that. They're going to buy their t-shirts, bring their coolers down to the favorite portion of the racetrack, get some autographs, sit back, relax, and enjoy GNCC ATV racing. A huge crowd, no doubt about it. Pennsylvania has a rich history in GNCC ATV racing. Seven-time champion Barry Hawk hails from this neck of the woods, but Barry, he now races bikes. So that'll leave the opportunity to win in Pennsylvania open for these guys in the front row, the XC1 Pro class. Let's go racing here at Somerset. And they battle through the first turn. It's Jeff Pickens who's going to grab the hole shot. A terrible start for Kaiser, who's seen about dead last. There's Pickens, the number 14. Adam McGill right there, the number 3, and the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, in the number 3 position. Brent Sturdivant in the hunt as well. William Yoakley on the factory Polaris, number 8. Good starts for all those riders. Let's see how long Pickens can hold on with pressure being applied by McGill. Here comes Johnson, Don Ackerman, Tyler Lenig, Yoakley, Ryan Lane, and the rest of the field. And this is how intense it is early in the GNCC. We will race for 2 hours today, and you'd think these guys would wait and pick their spots. We watched champion Bill Balance go by, but not any longer. These guys pretty much just let it all hang out right off the start, and that's what McGill has done, taking the early lead. McGill still looking for victory lane this year. He has been very consistent. He's right there in the championship hunt, but he needs a win. And it's Johnson, and Chris Bithell, and now Borch up to the number 4 spot. And here comes Tyler Lenig. So the obvious question is, where was the rider who grabbed the MotorcycleUSA.com hole shot, Jeff Pickens? I'm not sure, but he's already lost a lead pack. Here are the rocks we're talking about in Pennsylvania. Look at how difficult this rock garden is. One misplaced wheel, and you're going to knock chains off, bend frames, foot pegs, and so far McGill able to pick the right lines and avoid the big hit. Bithell up to the number 2 spot on the Warrant Racing Can-Am. He has gone very fast at this racetrack in the past. Came from last to first a couple of years ago. and he has his good buddy Chris Borch in tow. These kids both out of Pennsylvania. They would love to win in their home state. And the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, comes through the rocks next with Yoakley. Looks like Yoakley going to try a different line and maybe a pass there, but he got squeezed out. There's Brian Cook in the Hauser racing machine right behind them. Then it's Lenig Ackerman, who is last year's Pro-Am class champion. Ryan Lane, one of the riders that Ackerman needs to battle there. It's a 783. Veteran Johnny Gallagher, factory Yamaha rider. Then it's Kaiser, Balance, and the rest of the field working their way through. This section will probably get worse as the day goes on because of other riders are going to be stuck in these rocks, lap traffic from other classes, and then it will be even more difficult to find the good lines. Look at how rough this track is. There are just rocks everywhere here at Mountain Ridge. But McGill handling it up on the pegs, letting the machine work underneath him, trying to minimize the impact on both himself and that KTM. Bithell up into the number 2 spot. Rare good start for Bithell, and we'll see if he can power that to a good finish. And there's Borch, who, as you can tell, looks to be just kind of cruising right now and picking his spots. He has been very consistent this year. That has been the problem for Borch. Besides that one freak mechanical problem in Tennessee at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, he has been solid in every round. Everyone else back here is going to have to put the hammer down to catch those guys, and that's often what breeds trouble. You hit one of those rocks wrong, you can bend steering components, break a chain, bend rear brake discs. There's Bill Balance trying to pick his way through. There's plenty of time to make up ground, but again, you've got to ride the ragged edge to do it, and that can be a disaster. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Adam McGill has found one smooth part of this racetrack, this field, and he has put the hammer down on his factory FRE KTM, and he is gone, folks. McGill has yet to win a race this year. This is a golden opportunity to do it. Now into the pit lane we go with Chris Bithell on the lucky number 13, who has been very unlucky this year. He is in second. We've seen him up here before this season to get that machine to the finish line on the podium. Well, he's had some bad luck prevent him from doing that. Borch in the number 3 spot, he goes by. As you can see, no one pitting on lap 1. How about William Yoakley on the factory National Guard Polaris? And the fans love William Yoakley. He's a veteran, a fun-loving guy. He's been there a million times in the past, and he's just trying to keep his career extended with a few more solid finishes. Tyler Lenig, he's actually the nephew of Tracy Checo, our women's class champion. He comes through, and here's Brian Cook battling with Dwayne Johnson. So Cook makes up a spot. There's his wife Bonnie at the end of pit lane cheering him on. Then it's Ackerman and Kaiser battling, followed by Balance and Gallagher. And now Gallagher's buddy Summers on the 784 has caught him in the 10 of Jerry McClure. Look at how close the competition is here in this pro class. And now we see the XC2 riders coming through. They are Pro-Am riders coming through next. Josh Kirkland on the KTM leading that group. And look at McGill locking up the brakes over tree roots and rocks, going into the corners as hard as possible, and that is why he has pulled the lead. If you were to see Bithell and Borch here on their own, you'd think, man, that is as fast as anyone can get through these sections. But McGill is actually pulling away from them. He is riding the ragged edge. That's old school Adam McGill there. He will take risks. This year he's tried to back it down. I think he just wants to win that thing today. Yoakley doing a good job in 4th. And watch out for Brian Cook. He won a race earlier in the year in North Carolina. He'd love to get number 2. Lenig under pressure from Kaiser. Kaiser has been very smart and steady this year, and he's mounted another type of that attack today. Here comes Ackerman through on the 7. You've got Gallagher and Summers battling, and I think we already missed Bill Balance going by. And Brian Wolf, who's one of our XC2 riders, who's moving up in the overall. And here's McGill. It's just fun to watch. letting that KTM 450 just dance its way over these rocks. And as you can see, just not quite the same pace that of Bithell and Borch, but I'd say they're comfortable back there. They know McGill's reputation. When he really lets it hang out, he's won some races, but he's thrown others away, and I think the killer bees there of Bithell and Borch are just going to hang back and let this guy either let the race come to him or bring the race back to them. And the fans, they're admiring the technique of McGill right now. Here comes Bithell and Borch. Man, they are just bottoming out the frames on some of those rocks. They've got great heavy-duty skid plates for these races. I mean, Borch just rode right over some rocks right there and was no worse for wear. Cook's on a mission. He's up to 4th now, so he's displaced Yoakley. He's passed about 5 or 6 riders so far in this event. And when Cook is on, he can run with anyone, and today could be one of those days. Kaiser on the move. He has put Yoakley behind him. Yoakley, they're doing a lot of development on that National Guard Polaris. His first year with that manufacturer. It's a good race for him, but you know he'd like to be up front. Oh! Tags one of those rocks. You know Yoakley would like to be up front in a podium position. Then you've got Summers, who we talked to before our show, coming through next. Then Dwayne Johnson, the privateer, followed by Bill Balance. And Balance really needs to rally here. Nice outside line by Balance, saves some energy as he tries to work his way past Johnson, and I think he just made the pass. Then it's Gallagher, followed by Ackerman, and the number 10 of McClure, and the rest of the field coming through. You can see they're going fast, but not quite as fast as our leader, McGill. McGill, hang on and hold on all the way to the end. Got a lot of racing left. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Adam McGill into pit lane on his FRE KTM. And look at the size of the crew going to work there. They're filling that machine with gas, and we're still waiting for the second place riders to come through. These other riders are in other classes, amateur classes. They're good riders by their own right. McGill is absolutely flying today, in and out of the pits before anyone else could even see him. Now Borch on the Rockstar Suzuki into the number 2 position, so he's gotten around Bithell, and we still do not see Bithell in the Warnant Racing Can-Am pit. So Borch has put some distance between himself and the 3rd place rider. Can he catch McGill? Still thumbs up there from Tracy Checo, our women's champ, to Borch, and Borch is off and running. He'll have to catch this guy, and that's not going to be easy. Adam McGill on a rail today. Like I said in the previous lap, it's just fun to watch this guy. Looks like Borch just picked up the pace a bit, though, in the number 2 spot, trying to go after McGill. Here we are in the rock garden, and McGill having his troubles, and the rocks are seemingly bigger each lap. Whoa! KTM people trying to point lines out, and McGill almost ran into them. The rocks are seemingly bigger because they'll dig the dirt out in between each run. Now look at Borch dealing with lap traffic. Some fans out there trying to point out lines. And look at how closely he actually is paying attention. And a little shove. That's legal in GNCC racing. Looks like the 3rd place rider is now Cook. So Cook putting in the best run we've seen him put in the last few weeks. And Yoakley is right there with him, and I believe that would be Summers through next. So great racing. We'll be back to it. But it's time for our Rocky Mountain Spotlight. Today's Rocky Mountain Spotlight focuses on the GoPro Hero quick release wide angle helmet cam. Retailing for $199.99. Watch some footage here and we'll tell you about it. The GoPro Hero quick release wide angle vehicle camera is waterproof, mini wireless digital video camera for motorsports. Its quick release design simplifies mounting the camera to your motorcycle, ATV, or helmet. It's developed at the track, and the Motorsports Hero shoots TV resolution at 30 FPS video with the sound tuned to capture the grunt, squeal, and stroke of riding at the limit. It's based on the best-selling original Motorsports Hero camera, the Motorsports Hero wide angle features improved video, photo, audio, and low-light performance. Its reliability in ultra-high vibration environments has been improved with an entirely new internal circuit design, and battery life is improved to 3 hours of video record time when using lithium batteries, and 2 hours using nickel metal hydride rechargeable batteries. Records 56 minutes of video or 1,945 photos in photo mode every 2 seconds with a 2 gig SD card. Its adjustable sound recording levels and 170-degree wide-angle glass lens allows for a multitude of shooting possibilities. Auto exposure helps you get a good shot, not too dark, not too light, and the camera features internal memory with a 16-megabyte expandable to 2 gig SD card. It easily connects to your Windows or Mac computer via USB to quickly download your footage. Rocky Mountain ATV MC, of course, is the leading online seller of ATV and motorcycle tires, parts, accessories, and apparel. With an industry-leading website, free shipping on orders over $99 in the continental U.S., and a huge inventory of in-stock items, you're sure to get the products you need at the prices you want shipped quickly to your door. Visit their website, RockyMountainATVMC.com, for more, or call 1-800-272-6329 to request a free catalog. We need to get a helmet cam like that on Adam McGill because honestly, there's no one else to see except the riders he's lapping. Behind him, there's absolutely no one. Chris Borch is the closest. He's in the number 2 spot. Look at how hard Borch is charging. I believe he wants to go after the leader. Pit board from his dad, Joe, there on the left side of the track. I think they're saying, put your head down, focus, and go for it. Looks like Brandon Summers has crawled up to the number 3 position. Can he put that Yamaha toward the front of the pack and catch the leaders? He's going to have to stop for gas first. And here comes Taylor Kaiser on the charge. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Welcome back to the action, and it is indeed action-packed here in Pennsylvania. Here's your leader, Adam McGill, and here's the chaser, Chris Borch. Borch has been making up 20 seconds per lap on McGill, and now the lead is nearly a minute at one point. It's down to just about nothing. And what a battle for third. Taylor Kaiser hung up, and here comes Brandon Summers. These guys ride and train a lot together. They're good friends, but you know each one wants to beat each other for that third place finish on the podium. And how about this? Borch has caught McGill. We're headed toward the white flag and 1 lap to go in the Suzuki, almost into the back of the KTM. What a showdown in the making here at Mountain Ridge. Now Borch has taken the lead. Can McGill fire back? He's in the number 2 spot, really for the first time all day. And it looks like Summers has broken free in third. And the report is that Kaiser's handlebars are beginning to come loose, and he just needs to try to nurse that Yamaha to the finish line. But what a battle we have between the 2 of Borch and the 3 of McGill on the last lap. Every race this year has been good, and this is one of the best. 2 different lines in the woods. McGill trying to find a way back into the number 1 position. And credit out to the young man from West Virginia, McGill. Borch caught him from a long way back, and I thought Borch would pull away, not quite. In fact, McGill has the lead, and Borch is stuck. And now McGill has gotten stuck, and Borch gets him back. That's how difficult these rock gardens have become on the last lap. Now coming down to the finish, and Borch's machine is puffing smoke out of the exhaust. How long can it hold on? He takes a look over his shoulder. Does he have enough left to get to the finish line? He's got the distance. He's got 2 corners to go. McGill trying to wick it up here the next to last turn. No! Borch takes the win. McGill in second, and I don't know how much time Borch's engine had left. That thing was smoking toward the line. Another solid podium finish, meanwhile, for Brandon Summers in third. Awesome racing today in Pennsylvania. Let's talk to our top 3.
We got off to kind of a lousy start out there today. It was real dusty. Just tried to play it smart that first lap, and there the second lap we started picking up a lot of positions, and towards the end of the race we were in good position for a nice podium finish, and just tried to play it smart. And thankfully this rain held off until we crossed the finish line. It would have been a little slick out there with it.
There are your results. Bill Balance in 5th. Kaiser held on for 4th. Adam McGill, close, but 2nd again.
Yeah, I got a good hole shot. Can't complain. Any KTM pulled hard off the line. The ATV tires hooked up great. Bowling put together one heck of a motor for me this weekend. Got out front early, come in and pitted. They told me I had a 30-plus second lead, so I tried relaxing but still pushing it real hard. And I knew somebody was coming up behind me. I just knew it, and I didn't know if it was McGill or Borch. And when I looked back and see Borch behind me, I was like, all right, let's do this. And when we got together, it was just like riding at home, you know, going out, beating around, bumping each other, and not caring one bit, and forgetting about all the pain, the arm pump, the blisters, just going for it. And it come down the last couple turns. I tried making a pass stick, couldn't get it, but yeah, that's just the way it goes.
Well, McGill's thinking big picture and points, but Borch outscored him today to extend his gap. Let's talk to Chris.
Yeah, we got a good start today. The bike was just working awesome. We were probably, I don't know, 5th off the line, and me and Bithel hooked up there for a little bit. And McGill was out front strolling, and I put the hammer down. The Yosh motor was just pulling awesome, and caught up to him. And right at the end, it started. I think I got it real hot, and it started to go. But I mean, it did what it needed to do. Finish this race. The Suzuki LTR 450 worked awesome today with the Yosh motor.
Well, Borch spent last year developing that machine, and it is paying off in mid-season of 2009 with another win. Here's how it started. Jeff Pickens with your MotorcycleUSA.com whole shop, but it was all about Adam McGill pulling away from Chris Bithel and Chris Borch early. As you'll see in our Yamaha race recap here, the Yamahas want to roll from back. Summers, Kaiser, they had a great battle for the number 3 position. And up front, it was Borch challenging McGill. Borch never gave up. On the last lap, he got into the lead. They went back and forth several times through the mud and the rocks of Pennsylvania. When it mattered, Borch had just enough left in his engine to get him to the finish line, and that was all she wrote. Another win for Borch. Can he keep the streak alive? We'll have to stay tuned with us all year on Racer TV. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.